thank you everybody who's standing in front of me for coming back to Rock Outdoors. Pretty sure we just smashed, I think it was 16 pies of pizza. So good job on that. I want to thank Rock Outdoors for having us for the season opener this year. This is season 10. Pretty cool to be able to say that. Really cool to be able to look around and know that a majority of you people have been here for most of those 10 years. So thank you for that. Excited to be on the Yadkin chain to start the year. I will be honest, this was not the original plan to start the year. I'll be upfront about it. We were supposed to be on Norman today. That's the way it was scheduled when I made this schedule for year 10. I got the call from one of the biggest national directors in the game, and he said, hey, we want to come back and run another event with Queen City on Lake Norman in April. So I had to do a little flip-flop. I felt that this was a decent flip-flop if we had a decent winter of no rain, but it's Queen City, so of course it rained the last 3 weekends, and we showed up to a cold, muddy Yadkin chain. That being said, the people who did catch them today really, really caught them. And the numbers overall for a director were really good. The overall numbers of fish, obviously, not as good. But when we talk about some of these winning numbers and the amount of money that's going out today, I would say coming to the Yadkin chain in February, even in these conditions, was a success. So huge shout out to Rock Outdoors for hosting us. I hope you guys do some shopping before you leave. They got $100,000 bass boats over there. If you want to buy 1 or 2 of those, Shane would appreciate it. Shane is back. No commission on the bass boats? So I was looking for you, but I'm glad you're here. Come say hello to the world. I know you have to scoot. Everybody give it up for Shane.
Thank you, guys. Did you announce who won?
Nope.
Okay. I'm way before that.
This is the beginning of the beginning.
Okay. I got a little sneak peek, and I was kind of excited about that. But thank you guys for coming out. Eat all the pizza, take it home with you. And there is, out here on the trailer, there's 4 Titans that are marked down.
Just keep talking.
Because of, they're the old style. They're not the new Titan X. Other than that, if you need a kayak, come see me. If you need rigging, come see me. Hope y'all have fun today. We'll see you. We're doing 2 times this year.
We'll be back. Yep.
We'll see you in the fall.
Yep. Give it up for Shane. I'm pretty sure Shane is only scheduled to work 1 day a week because every time I call him, he's not here. But he does come to work when we need him. He mopped the floor when I got here. He pulled out all the yaks. He makes sure the pizza and the coolers and the ice. He is top notch when it comes to hosts, along with Steve and Amy and Jordan who work here at Rock Outdoors. We are extremely excited to not only partner with Rock Outdoors here in Lexington, but we do some business with the Winston-Salem store, and we are literally opening up our northern division with the Smith Mountain Lake store in Hardy, Virginia. So I know Smith Mountain's a hike. I know Gaston and Bugs and all of these lakes are not in your territory. Well, some of you they are, but come fish. Smith Mountain in March is going to be a blast. I'm really looking forward to being up there for the weekend, being at the new store, having some new water on the QC schedule. So if you want to make a trip out of it, let me know. Come hang out. And like Shane said, he's got some Titans marked down, and your discount will save you 10% on anything you buy today. So if you're a Queen City member, just let them know at the desk, and you'll get 10% off your total. Okay? Before I get into the standings, I am going to shout this guy out. Ryan is back. He showed up early today. He got the standings pulled. He got the team standings pulled. All the numbers are in order. So give it up for Ryan for being back for another season. And of course, my wonderful wife who's going to work the camera. I know she's excited to spend all of her Saturdays here with us. Somebody got my joke. All right, let's get it rolling. So we ended up with 91 anglers today. We had 92. Mountain Boy Heath ran into some vehicle problems last night. Looks like he needs a new radiator. He couldn't make it, so we had to do a little refund this morning. But we had 91 anglers. We had 139 fish put in today. Not terribly low. Not terribly low. We had 14 fish over 20 inches. Same amount as Santee Cooper last week. We had 50 fish come in at 18 inches or more. So the fish that were caught today were the right size fish. 50 at 18 or higher. If I would have went to 17, it would have been probably 70 fish. at 17 or more. So definitely some high quality today. The negative, we had 51 skunks. 51 people were unable to put a keeper on the board today. That's a tough stat. That's a stat I don't really want to say here publicly while 4,000 people are watching. But it is what it is. It's part of the game, right? I made the post. I told you guys live last night, this is going to be a grinder. If you scored a fish today, you have points that you probably are going to carry into the last tournament of the year because it was that kind of day. At the end of the day, people are going to go home with money and hardware. We have some new hardware to show off today. We are going to start with our Rock Outdoors Team Division winners. In first place with 78 inches, going home with a team win of $150 and 300 points, Mr. Nick Huddleston and Jay Park. Give it up for Nick. Nick, take both because I'm not holding them. Jay doesn't come to weigh-ins. Yeah. Yeah. If you want to talk about your day now, if not.
I'll talk about it later.
Oh, you think you're coming back? Let's take a picture. Take a picture.
I got you.
I'll get out of it. So Nick thinks he's coming back, so he might have had a pretty good day. Give it up for Nick. Today, with our trimmed out solution small bass, it is the second tournament in a row that we had to actually go to Tourney X to find our small bass, which means it was submitted in someone's bag. I had no individual submissions on my side of the tournament today. With a 13-incher, going home with $155, Mr. Curtis Gashouse Rods Bumgardner. So I lie a little bit. He did send it to me, but that didn't matter. I still had to go in Tourney X and verify a 13 was going to take home $155. Good job, buddy. Take a picture. Oh, tell us about it. Tell us about it, baby.
Wow. Well, I started out at Kringleberry, wherever it is.
Dingleberry? I think it's Dingleberry, yeah.
Whatever. Up at the dam, and you couldn't, the current and everything. So I left there about 8:30. Ended up finding by accident 49 Highway 49 boat access. Thought, well, on my way to Scallywag, nah, I'll go here. So pulled in, caught a 17, a 13, a 14, back to back to back.
Nice.
So yeah.
Hey, one fish away from the limit. Not a terrible day.
No.
Probably going to get
bad.
some good points.
Not bad.
So, and you got some money and some hardware. Congrats, man. Give it up for Kurt. Let me grab that. So, most of you probably know Kurt is the owner of Gas House Custom Rods. If you're looking to get a rod built, support who supports us. Give him a call. He was slanging some rods last week at the expo. I'm not going to say how many orders he took, but he took some orders. So he will be busy. Give him a chance if you're looking for something. We're located right in Gastonia, North Carolina. Do you ship? I know you were hand delivering. Do you ship? Hand delivered. That boy will come to your house. Hand delivered.
I can vouch for that. I handed him a rod to repair last week. He had it back in my hand Thursday, right? Thursday? Yep.
Awesome. Well, thank you, sir. All right. We are going to pay out 10 anglers today. We are doing our 10% plus one this season. So that plus one will go home with $100 every tournament. In 10th place, going home with a framed certificate with 69.5 inches, $100, Mr. Brandon Hall. Good job, buddy. Congrats. Good seeing you. Grab that, put that on your shirt, and tell us about your day.
Pretty much put in at baiting, rolled a spinner bait, and caught fish.
Rolled a spinner bait and caught fish.
Never
How many
put
did you
it
catch?
down. Probably 8, 9.
Nice. 8 or 9 fish today. This is the only angler under 70 inches that's going to cut a check today. So when I was telling you guys that the fish that were caught were really good, took 69.5 inches just to finish 10th place today. So good job. Let's get a picture. And grab this, and we'll see you at the next one.
All right.
Good job, Brandon.
Thank you.
Yeah, buddy. All right, give it up for Brandon one more time. In 9th place, going home with $175 with a bag of 72 inches, Mr. Cameron Saxon. I know I saw him. There he is. In the fresh new hat, baby. Congrats. Good job.
Good job.
That'll get you some diapers and formula.
Yeah. So
Take a picture real quick. And tell us about your day.
caught him on chatterbait on bed, just on rocks.
Chatterbait against rocks.
Yeah.
On baiting.
Yeah, and the winds. So
So that's 2 checks that came from baiting today. Both on moving baits in the wind. Good job, man.
Appreciate it.
$175.
yep. I don't even know where you put it.
Give it up for Cameron.
Good job.
In 8th place, going home with 72.5 inches. I'm lying. Going home with $213 with 72.5 inches, Mr. Key Yang. He's excited. Good job, Key. Good job, buddy. Welcome to the stage. So you're not a regular. You fished with us once or twice before?
Yeah.
Once or twice. Usually up here, right? At the Yadkin?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool. Well, good job, man. 8th place, getting a check. Tell us about your day.
Chatterbait and crankbait.
Chatterbait and crankbait. What lake?
Baiting.
Baiting.
Yep.
That's 3 for 3 on baiting today. So we said, Gustavo said it was on fire last night. Ryan joked if it was actually on fire, and we got 3 checks coming from baiting. So get a picture.
1, 2, 3.
Give it up for Key. Good job, buddy. Grab that. I'll shake your hand too, though. Good job, buddy. All right. Not much to say today. It's power bait on baiting, and we're taking home money. 7th place with 74 inches, going home with $266, Mr. Greg Donlin. I did not see Greg. I do not see Greg. So give it up for Greg. Greg taking home the 2024 certificate. Thank you, Ryan. In 6th place with 74 3/4 inches, going home with $346, Mr. Frankie Wolf. Yeah, baby. You thought you'd be higher. Well, usually when you have 74 3/4 inches, you are higher, but take a picture. Let me get on my tippy toes.
1, 2.
Dick. Tell us about your day, man.
I'm probably the only person here that wasn't throwing moving baits. I was shaky heading them, and it was the most painful and gruesome, slow movement that you could do. The fish were not in the wind where I was at. They were out of the wind. You had to find calm areas and just barely move that thing, and you would feel like a brim biting on it. And that wasn't a brim. You had to keep letting them get it, and then, but
Boy, you got some patience.
it was, but that's my fishing. I like slow. So
Did you even try moving baits?
I did. I threw a chatterbait. I threw, I didn't throw a crankbait. I threw spinnerbait. I threw an A-rig. I mean, I tried.
Yeah, the fact
lot
that
of
you
stuff.
tried it is, I mean, that's good.
No, they just couldn't get them to eat it.
Yeah, and on his way up here, he said, I thought I'd be higher. I mean, usually 74 3/4, you're top 3, top 4, sitting in 6th place. Again, the Yolo.
But that's not bad. Only one sandbagger, so because that person put them in.
I don't. Yeah, what lake did you say?
I was on that low rock.
Low Rock.
Oh, I caught the first 2 on a black zoom trick worm, and the next 2. If you don't know, you better get with Alan Amick and get you some A squared. That dude, he's got some great. He does. The only scent out there is not garlic, folks.
Yeah.
A lot of people think garlic's the only scent out there. He's got about 5 or 6 different scents, and there's you got to play with them, and he can hook you up, and it's unbelievable stuff.
There's some A squared on the table here. Alan's been a big supporter of the club over the last 2 years. Gives me a big box of baits. We give it out on the table. I know there's a couple other pro staffers in here throwing his baits. You guys know we like to support local, so if somebody's going to start making baits and they catch fish and they're going to support the club, we're going to support them. So check them out if you get up here on the table. Get with Alan, get with Frankie. Kinley is a pro staffer.
Jeremy Heath.
What color? A square.
I was using a black and red flake.
The red plate.
Sweet. No purple today?
I threw okay, so Kinley has a particular color that he gets, and Alan renamed the color from Purple Haze to Purple Kinley, or Purple Martin. Purple Martin.
Purple Martin.
Yeah.
All right, I like it.
Because Kinley orders a ton of it and catches a lot of bass on them. So, yeah, get with Alan. It's really good.
Can I just touch on something you said? So
Yeah.
I obviously don't really fish much anymore, especially around here with you all, but changing scents for me is a huge thing when you're bed fishing. If you can go from one scent to the next scent, that second scent usually gets that quick response and that aggravated bite. And I bet you it was the same thing today, going from that garlic or to no scent with a zoom to the A squared scent, and they pick it up and they bite it. So big thing. So good job.
Thanks. I was throwing berry.
Throwing berry.
You don't mess with my berry now.
Give it up for Wolfman. I'm gonna grab that. Good job, buddy.
Thanks, bro.
In 5th place, with 75 1/4 inches, in 5th place, going home with $426, Mr. Tang View. This was the most interesting. So we're gonna laugh a little bit here.
Thank you.
We're gonna take a picture, then we're gonna laugh. What's up, buddy?
What's up?
So, you know, being a judge is not easy, right? Having to disqualify somebody is the worst thing you can have to do as a judge. Having to disqualify somebody at like 229 when they put their limit in is terrible. So I call Tang and I'm like, well, I had Mary call him and I'm like, dude, all your fish are in Costa Rica. Oh, Ecuador. So, you know, when you go to certain lakes, you go to Hartwell, you see a lot of pins come from the middle of the blue. So you have to zoom out to make sure they're on Hartwell. Well, High Rock, Baden, they're pretty narrow. You see the bank line. Well, I see just blue, and I'm like, where the hell is Tang fishing? So I zoom out, and I zoom out, and I zoom out, and he was in South America, next to Ecuador. So I was like, I'm going to have to DQ this guy because it's 229, and he's in Ecuador, and I don't know why he didn't invite me to South America. But he ended up with 75 inches. So luckily, I don't know what the glitch was, but he went into managed catch. He handled it on his own. He removed all his fish. He put them back in, and he ended up showing me he was here on the Yadkin chain and going home with a pretty good check. So
Thank you.
Great job. Tell us about your day.
I went to Tucker Town. All day I'm just same thing, slowly dragging a T-rig.
Dragging a Texas rig.
Yeah. I did caught like a 2 on spinning bait, but then seemed like they wouldn't react to it. So just all day grinding on a T-rig.
Nice. Well, good job.
Thank you.
You go home with a good check. Good way to start the year.
Thank you.
Here you go, buddy. Give it up for Tang, Mr. South America. Hey, I'm going to use Tang as an example to learn something. If we could not have fixed his situation with his location, he would have been DQ'd and he would have lost his whole bag. He didn't submit his fish early. Whether you chose to not submit or you had no service, I don't know. But it is so important to submit that first fish so I can make sure your location works. I can make sure your ID is correct. You know, we had Nick last year. He submitted late. He had 3 fish and he had his IDs. He had 2 digits flipped. So he lost his whole bag instead of just 1 fish. It's important to get that first fish in there so everything is straight and maybe you lose a fish instead of a whole limit. But I'm glad it worked out today. And just think about that the next time you're fishing and you actually have service. 4th place with 76 1/4 inches and the net financial big bass of the tournament with a 22.5, 7.5 pounder, going home with a total of $886, Mr. Kyle Yantz. Yeah, boy! I know you love being up here.
No.
Good job, buddy.
Yeah.
We'll keep it
Thank
short
you.
and sweet. Tell us
We're good.
about it.
We're good. You want to take a picture?
Yeah, let's get a pic.
I was on High Rock. Me and Frankie share water pretty much the whole day, so it was on fire. I didn't use a shaky head. I used a crankbait and a spinnerbait, so complete opposite, same area, and pulling out the same kind of fish.
Yeah.
I went back on the big bass. I went down a stretch of bank. I fished it with the crankbait. I stopped. I came back that way, and a bass boat had just come through. And I was fishing the crankbait, and it felt like I hit a log.
Oh, man.
And it didn't move at first. And I was like, well, I'm hung up. And then it started moving. Fighting. I get it near the boat. Got the net, and I'm gonna scoop it up, and it's kind of around the front of the Hobie that I'm in. And I'm about to scoop him. The crankbait comes out of his mouth, and I'd scoop it, and truthfully, it was early. I didn't even know if it was in the bottom of the net. And I lifted up, and this big beast was in there. So it's a PB for me by weight. So my previous one, 23 and a quarter on Santee, but that fish only weighed 613. This one was 7.5.
Yep. That's awesome. So, well, I know it's event 1, but you're in the lead for Big Bass of the Year with the 22. Hey, you never know. Yeah. Congratulations. That's awesome. You got the new. Can I show off the catch coin?
Yeah.
So we went back with the catch coins this year. Catch Products did a really good job on these. So if you won one of these last year, you know how nice they are. And if you didn't, come get one. Yeah. So you're taking one of those home and a 4th place certificate, and more importantly, 280 points. So great work today.
Thank you.
Give it up for Kyle.
Yep. Thanks.
Mike.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, buddy. Good work. Thanks. He texted me early this morning with this picture of this ginormous bass, and I was like, wow. And he's like, if somebody's going to beat this, let them have it. And it held up. It held up. So congratulations to him. All right, we're getting into the real hardware now. Top 3. Third place with 77.5 inches, worth $852. Guy who I think won this event a couple years ago.
No, Hodge.
Second place a couple years ago. Mr. Chad Walden. Give it up for Chad.
Thank you. Now, remember to get it back from me.
Hey, are there just no barbershops where you live?
No, the wife likes it. So
I'm just checking. I thought it was a business opportunity. I was going to come down and open one up.
Yeah, well,
What's up, buddy?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good.
Doing
New
good?
year, new things.
Tell us about it, man. That's a hell of a bag for 3rd place.
Yeah, it was a great day. Great day. I didn't lose no fish to go up any further. What I got's what I got. Had a great day. Had some friends around me all day. We had a good time. And, my daughter, when I got here this morning, she says, Daddy, I said some prayers for you. So, Story, look at your prayers. So, it's pretty awesome. So I love these chains. I think
You've done well here.
Very well.
5th, 2nd, 3rd.
Yep.
You've done well.
So it's truly a blessing. These lakes are amazing. You just got to put your head down. And I'll tell you, I jackhammer. So, I just kept my head down and I threw it till my arm fell off. So.
Yeah. We were talking, me and a couple guys were talking over there about being on the road and having a bait you can consistently pick up and feel like you got a shot that day. And that's the bait. And I said, if I was fishing today, I would have just thrown a jackhammer all day. And
well, so first off, I'd like to thank Chris Gravely, because last year I fished with him a little bit. He showed me some other baits. It wasn't a crankbait, but thanks, Chris, because if it wasn't for that set up the chatterbait.
Nice.
So I appreciate it. So
I grabbed this from you to show it off. So if you were listening last night, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't look at the year's worth of plaques. This is the first season I actually have 12 months worth of plaques all up front in my garage. But when I pulled these out, I noticed they were a little bit different. So he at least did some of these in this matte finish, which is really nice. And we were talking about it on the podcast last night. So it may end up being a Yadkin Yolo special. It may be the only matte one. But I think that's pretty nice. It'll look good on the wall. Man. So good job, buddy.
Man,
good seeing you.
Awesome.
Mike?
Awesome. Yeah. We're not going to do that again.
Yeah, last tournament he had the mic on. He's in the back talking shit, saying how bad of a director Vinny was. And in 2nd place with 78.25 inches. He's not going to want to hear this, but he held the lead until the 3-minute mark of this tournament. Going home with 2nd place and the elite side pot for a total of $1,497. Mr. I lost a 20, Nick Huddleston. Good job, buddy. Sorry about the bad news.
Oh, that's okay.
So Nick is also going to take home one of these matte finishes, and he's going to take home the new elite. Let's get a pic. Let me show off that new elite to the world. All 7 people that are probably watching. We went gold on the elite this year. We took the silver over to the 1st place, and you'll see that here in a minute. But congrats, man. Tell us about it.
So we fished last weekend and didn't catch a single fish, and then yesterday I was gonna go back out to Baden, and that's usually where I fish this time of year or a little bit later, and I was like, I'm just gonna go to Tuckertown and see what happens, see if the water's clear. Showed up at Tuckertown. Sure enough, the water was a little bit clear, enough to where I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow, but I just found a brush pile that was under a laydown, and I pulled up to it maybe like midday yesterday, and I caught like an 18 off of it. And then I was talking to Jay Park on the phone. I was like, hey, finally got one. And he's like, oh, cool. And right as I said that, another one picked up my jig. And he's like, set the hook. And I was like, no.
Does he need that much help? He's got to know. That's got to be tough being his partner.
And no, I let that one shake off because it felt like a big one. I was pulling the jig out, and it was in the tree. So I was like, I don't want this fish to set the hook on itself. So I was like jiggling it, trying to get, and it felt really heavy. So I left. I went down, did the same thing in another part of the lake, cast it up next to a log, just felt it, grab it, and I let him shake it off. So I was like, I really don't know what I want to do today. I was like telling Jay, I was like, I'll go to Tuckertown. If I don't do well there to start, I'll just go to baiting like halfway through the day, or like if I only have 2 fish by 9 o'clock, I might go to baiting. But I pulled up to the tree, and literally like the second cast, I was watching it on live scope. I didn't need live scope because it was only like 2 feet deep. Then I watched it go up there, and the fish is just sitting there. I saw it, and it was definitely the fish from yesterday. And the jig goes down, and then it never hit the bottom. And I was like, what's going on? I'm like, there's nothing there. And all of a sudden, it just started like going through the tree, and I set the hook, and there was a 21.75?
21.75 right off the bat. Yeah.
It was a miracle I got it out of the brush pile, because yesterday I think I lost like 5 jigs in that brush pile. So pulling that fish out was kind of like, I don't know how that happened. And then literally 30 minutes later, I went down to the back of this cove, came back out, and there was another one sitting in the exact same spot. Just cast it up and caught another one.
I was curious if the pins were that accurate, because a couple of your pins were in the same exact spot.
And then I came back 3 hours later. There's another one right there. So I ended up catching all of my fish except for one on a jig. And then the one fish I did catch was on a rock pile with an A-rig. I just saw him sitting over the rock pile in like 5 feet of water and cast it at him and caught him. So it was a fun day. Yeah.
I didn't tag you. So if I ever post about you in a tournament, I won't tag you because I don't need you getting 50 notifications. But we did post your 2 big fish right off the bat this morning. You had 40 inches within 40 minutes, and I thought that was pretty cool because Mike Hicks said that it was going to take 32 inches to win this tournament, and you dropped 40 inches in 40 minutes. That's kind of ironic, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, but great work, man. Big checks, elite plaque, second place plaque. Great way to start the year.
Yep.
Team win with your boy teaching you how to set the hook over there, Mr. Jay Park. So give it up for Nick.
Yeah. Oh, how did that go on there?
Good job, buddy. All right, that only leaves one. And then there was one. I'm going to do this slowly. In first place, with 80.25 inches. That
36 inches.
80.25 inches. Little higher than 32. Going home with $1,600. TOC qualified if he fishes 7 events. 300 points today, Mr. Mike Pastor Hicks.
Appreciate it. Good job, buddy.
32 inches my behind.
Dude.
So take a picture real quick. What was your timestamp? 2:26:57 or something?
So at 2:25, I said, because we went under bridge, and I said, I got to take all these rods down. I don't feel like doing all this. I'm wore out. Been in the wind all day. I said, I'm going to start cutting all these baits off so I can lay the rods down. Because I got a crankbait in my pants on the way under the bridge this morning. I said, I'm not doing that again. But something told me, said, just keep casting. And I kept casting. 2 minutes left, 21 incher.
He won the tournament with 2 minutes left today.
And to be honest with you, Thursday I stayed in bed all day. I had food poisoning. I got to hold some bad food. And I knew I was leaving late Thursday night or early Friday morning to come pre-fish. I really didn't feel good. Yesterday I pre-fished. I caught 1 fish. And everybody I talked to said it's horrible. And it was. Yesterday it was horrible. But I woke up this morning and said I'm gonna go to High Rock, and I had a buddy taught me how to go in the high rock, said, come with me. I said, okay. And I put a chatterbait in my hand and threw it all day long.
Chatterbait, huh?
Yeah.
Nice. So his bag today was a 21 that came at, I'll give you the exact time, 226, a 20 and a half, a 20 and a quarter, and his small fish was an 18 and a half incher. You absolutely wrecked this chain today. Did you say your lake? High Rock, you just said it? You didn't say your lake. My bad.
I can't say.
So
I can't say.
80 and a quarter, man. That is a massive win. Auto TOC if you fish 7, which I'm pretty sure you will. $1,600, 300 points towards your AOY. Anybody you want to thank outside of anybody you just spoke about?
I thank the Lord. He gives me ability. I thank my wife. She allows me to do this. And, I work my butt off. Practice, driving back and forth to lakes, sometimes 3.5 hours, because it's what I love to do outside of pasturing. I love people, and I love to fish. And my wife lets me come and do it. And just like I've been gone for 2 days, and my kids are grown though.
Yep.
But anyway, I put a lot of work in, and I never really thought I was be able to do this, because man, there's some good fishermen in this club, but if you set your heart to something and keep practicing, keep at it, and have the mindset that you're not going to be defeated in it, you can do it. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Good job. The only thing I want to add is that I said last night in the post and in the podcast that nobody better beat me here. You better not be off the water until 2:30, because it was going to be that kind of day. And in that extra minute or two that you stayed on the water, you went from probably 700, 800 to 1,600.
And to be honest with you, I worked a bank that was from here to the front door, back and forth all day.
Wow.
And these big females just kept coming in waves. And I threw this one log for probably 45 times a day, back and forth. And I said, I'm going to throw by it again.
And there she was.
21 incher.
Jeez, that's awesome.
And I caught a 20 incher today. I kid you not, it's probably at least 8 pounds.
Oh, it was massive. Yeah, it was massive.
I thought it was going to be a really big fish, but it wound up being 20 inches.
Yeah. So good job.
Thank you.
Give it up for Mike. All right, I'll get to a handshake. Good job, buddy. Appreciate it. Is that your first win? First win. It is his first win. I wasn't 100% sure, so that's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So, like I said, yes, tough day for half the field, but the fish that were caught were big. Those anglers had fun. They figured it out. It's the puzzle of tournament fishing, right? It's not always going to be you show up and you catch 50 keepers. It's not always going to be like that. You got to put your head down. This season is a marathon. We know that. This is a long Queen City season, especially if you fish outside of the main series. You can fish every weekend with us. It's a long year. It's fun. Put your head down, get through it, and you get stories like that where you win $1,600 in the last 2 minutes. So thank you all for being here. For those of you who can't see, we got a good crowd here at Rock Outdoors. Oh, I did want to say one last thing. Shane was extremely excited that you just won this tournament in a Rock Outdoors boat. So he was...
I just bought it.
Yep. Yep.
Last November.
Yeah, so we were joking with Shane. We said, well, if it doesn't sink, they can win tournaments in it. So he said this one didn't sink, and he was able to win a tournament in it. So thank you, Shane. Thank you, Rock Outdoors, again. Thank you all. And we're going to cut this off. You guys just hang out for a minute. See you.